Hi guys, I'm here with the legend himself, Mark Hore. Mark has been a lone dogger now for 4 years. He has just come back from the States after doing the New York Marathon, where he's raised $8,200 for the Movember charity. Horey, what brought you to Lone Dog all those years ago?
Well, after I got diagnosed with prostate cancer the year before, and I was at home on the internet, and I saw a thing, learn to run 5Ks, an 8-week course, and I thought, righto, I need to get the new Horey back, or the old Horey back really, and so I signed up, and so here I am today, a New York marathoner, but it's been a journey, as you know, being my coach for the last 4 years.
So tell me this, when you first come to Lone Dog, all you wanted to do was run 5Ks?
That's right, yeah, just 5Ks, that was my goal. Like, I didn't even think of 10, 21, 42, and yeah, that was it, and I just got the bug really.
Can you tell me a little bit how that transformation took place from going from 5Ks to now having run, how many marathons in total have you run now?
5.
5 marathons in total.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
All right, so how did that transformation happen?
Well, as you know, after I did the 5K course, you said to come back and do the 10, so I did with a goal of doing the 10K Melbourne Marathon, which I did it, and I remember going down there and I stayed in the same hotel I did after having my prostate removed, so it was good, it was close to the G. And so I remember going there very early, probably 2 hours before my race started, starting the race and just running it, and just ran. I did a PB, I think I did 52 minutes, which I was pretty proud of. I remember collecting my medal and sitting in the stand and sort of getting very emotional. I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And I thought, well, 10K, so I can come back and do 21. Then, as you know, we trained the next year and I did 4 half marathons.
4 half marathons the following year.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about your prostate cancer journey as well.
Yeah, it's been tough actually. Look, as someone who was fit up to 46 years old, yeah, just loved life riding push bikes, really, mountain bikes and road bikes. And then, like, had the prostate out, and I thought, wow, you know, this is a bit of a sort of kick in the bum, really, like a wake-up call. Not that I needed one. And yeah, it's been tough. Like, I had to go through a lot of incontinence at the start and everything else through it, but I sort of made a pact when I was in hospital, like, just don't look back and just keep moving forward, and sort of, yeah, like, I don't feel sorry for myself, you know, it's one of those things that it shouldn't happen. It's an old man's disease, really, prostate cancer, but yeah, I just put it behind me and just keep moving forward and keep ticking goals off, thanks to you, really.
No, not at all. I'm not taking any of that credit, because as you said, you've never looked back.
No.
You've always been about the positives.
Yep.
Now, you did touch on the fact there that it's a bit of an old man's disease, but as the years have been coming over, more and more guys have been getting, finding out that they're actually getting it at a younger age, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Like I never knew about prostate cancer and PSA tests and everything like that. And they say it's an old man's disease, but hindsight, it's not now. Like, they say men should get checked at 50, but really, if I got checked at 50, it could have been too late. Like,
yeah.
Because once your cancer goes outside the prostate, it gets into your bones and all the way you get secondaries, you know, it's too late. But like mine came out whole, so I just I deal with a few little issues here and there, but you know, it hasn't held me back in any way, shape or form, so it's made me stronger actually, fitter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So along your journey over the last 4 years of starting off with 5Ks and then now getting yourself up to 42Ks and doing a massive 5 marathons now, what would you say has made running easier over the last 4 years?
Oh, I'd say my determination, because I'm pretty sort of pig-headed in a way, but I just thought, you know, I look at, it's a challenge for me. Like if I went straight from 5Ks to say, Cheryl, come on, let's do a 42, I think I wouldn't be standing here talking to you now. It's sort of like, I talk to people now that, oh, I've done a marathon, I'm not doing another one. As you know, to me, it's just ticking off the boxes.
Yep.
And I think that's one of, I suppose that's what I like to do, just tick a box off a challenge and keep going and going and going. So.
Well, I suppose when you first come, there was never an aspiration to run a marathon, was
there?
Oh,
no way. It was just to sort of get the old Horey back, really.
Yeah.
And just get everything working down below and just everything, just sort of getting, you know, just put my mindset, like, I was a bit, you know, I wasn't depressed at that stage, but I was a bit sad, everything that happened. I thought I'd lost my job at the same time, and, you know, I had the prostate removed and everything else was going on, and I thought, well, what a way to sort of get everything going back, and, you know, sport, it's a great thing, so.
Along with the marathons that you've done, you've also had some fun runs along the way where you've been able to, and I see you when you hit these little local fun runs, and it's Horey, hi Horey. How have you found the community, and especially in Albury, in terms of running?
Well, as someone who's born and bred Albury boy, whether, you know, from playing football to swimming to cycling, like people are really supportive, and now I don't really call myself a prostate cancer survivor, but I am really. But like last year when I wanted to raise money for prostate cancer, I had to raise, like I set a goal of $2,000, I raised $3,000, and I'm not one who wants to ask for stuff. And then when it came up to run the New York Marathon, you had to raise $4,600, and I thought, and I was a bit worried, but people are so supportive, and they know that I'm not, it's not about me, it's about raising money for a good cause. Yeah, so yeah, it's always a great place.
And not only that, you've been able to create a lot of awareness around prostate cancer as well. Part of your Movember challenge for the New York Marathon was that you did your last long run before you headed off down and did a little fundraising sort of set up down in South Albury, which was amazing to go down.
It was a good day. It was a good day. And a lot of people, fantastic, like the radio station.
Yeah, we had 2AY down there. We had the guy from Dude Hut.
Yeah, Carlton Co Water Company, Chris. Rainey.
Yeah, we had Painey down there. You had all your mates and friends and families come down to support you. It was a really just great time of the year for you to have done it too, because the sun was out.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great day. I even saw Shannon running for a while, doing a few laps as a kettlebeller.
Yeah.
It was good. But no, it was a great day. Like, because I remember, like, I was down there doing as we train down there, and I thought. I was doing some laps. I thought, I want to do something, a bit of awareness. People know, a lot of people know I'm running, and a lot of people don't know my story. And it was a good way to get my story out there and to raise a bit more funds for Movember. And at that stage, I'd actually I'd passed my goal, but it didn't matter because the more the merrier, which was great.
Well, you never had aspirations to raise $8,200, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't at all. No, and that was a good thing about it. Like, I was blown away, and the guys from Movember were blown away. Like, it was, to me, it was just, it kept ticking along, and I was like I started off, I think the first month I got $1,000 straight away, then it sort of lulled, but then as it got closer and kept ticking up, it was awesome.
Well, you managed to grow that awesome mustache as well, which was quite funny, because at the start I was like, I don't know, I don't like it.
Neither
but then when you got it taken off last week, and I was like, I've kind of become attached to it.
No, I was attached to it too, but it was part of the journey, Cheryl. Like I always like to be clean shaven, but I'm glad I did grow it, because when I went to New York and all the other Mo runners, except for the girls, they had Mo's. So it was great. I would have felt a bit out, so I would have had to get a text and I'd put it on there. But no, it was a great selling point for a good cause. So yeah. And
you managed to get your first clean shaved.
Yeah, I had a cutthroat shave down at Dude Hut. It was so smooth. It was great. So, but look, I'll grow the Mo again next year. Like, I won't have it on all the time, because even though a lot of people do for Movember, but no, I'll do it again next year, whether I go back to New York or do something different.
Yeah, of course. It sounds like you've got some plans in the work anyway,
yeah.
So stay tuned for that, guys. Now, just for the viewers out there, me and you have had conversations before about people wanting to start doing running.
That's right.
And one of the things you constantly, people will come up and ask you about, I'm thinking about running, but I think I want to get fit before I start running.
Yeah.
What's your thinking on that?
No, well, I had people come to you say, look, Hore, I can't run. I said, well, that's the whole idea. Like, I couldn't run either. I could ride a bike 100 Ks, but I said, come along and Cheryl will put you through the process. You don't have to be fit, you don't have to run. You just come along and do small steps.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going to make you run 5 Ks the first night. That comes at the end where you sort of do a time trial. But it's hard to get that into people's heads. I say, come along. Like, I remember my first night turning up, I parked on the opposite side of where everyone else was, with a dodgy pair of runners, and we were just hopping up the hills. But I knew that I was going to get better, but it just takes time. And yeah, you just got to put the extra time into it. You just can't roll up and every second week. You just got to commit to it every week. So that's what I do. I hate missing out, as you know, and I'm always I'm always the first one there and tell you when in it. But that's part of the journey, I think, for me. I enjoy it. So. And
we've got a great community in Lonedog with the running group as well. We've got a great bunch of people that come down and get involved in it. Now, with a little bit of hindsight, 4 years of being a lone dogger, what would you want to know going back to being that 5K runner that parked on the opposite side of the street waiting to see? Is there something that you would be like, just think about this before you come, know this, or this is the tip that I'll give you about running?
I think people should just turn up with an open mind and turn up and relax. Like, every time I've turned up to races or runs, not stressed out, but try and panic, and I do terrible. But like, I turn up to every training session, I try to get there and just relax, hydrate before. I know say it's on a Tuesday. Look, we run 3 times a week. Like I know Monday it's going to be an easy run, so just turn up. Wednesday, you know you're going to do drills. Just make sure you just get your head right, and just don't turn up and you know you got it. It's hard. It's hard work. You've got to do the hard work. But the people turn up, just come up and embrace it, enjoy it, and just go with the journey. That's all I'm doing is a running journey. Like,
yeah.
And I said I didn't want to save the Mo off because it was the end of the New York Marathon, Mo. But you know, in 4 weeks, 2017, another challenge, probably another Mo, and who knows? So,
yeah.
But I think people just come along, enjoy it. You'll get a lot out of it. Like I say to people, like when coming from cycling, like I ride up hills, but I roll down the other side. With running, you've got to run down the other side. It's not easy, but if you put the hard work in, you'll get good reward at the end.
Now you started off as a road runner.
Yeah.
And you've slowly also transitioned in this time into almost slightly more of a trail runner.
Well, I like the trail. It reminds me of mountain biking, just on feet, really. So, but it's good. Like, and as you know, we've done a few trail runs, and I've got a little 7K Horey loop we do over in West Story. But like last year was probably the best trail run I've done. Oh, I suppose it's the one was the Riverina Trials. That was a great. Like that was I did the three series. And that was fantastic. But the Buffalo Stampede last year, like the 26Ks, you know, you saw me at the end. It was one of the toughest things I've ever bloody done in running. Like 6 hours for 26Ks, but it was awesome. Like, and as you know,
it's a complete different ball game, isn't it?
I was pumped. I was pumped to finish that. It was so good, and I want to do the 40. I want to do the 42 next year. I know it's gonna be a tough gig, but it's different because I know you say to me, right, Horey, we're gonna do 5-minute Ks on the road, you know, pace. That just goes out the door when you go to marathons. You just like you're crawling up hills, hands and on your hands and knees.
Trail running is a completely different perspective than road running, isn't it? And you can't compare a different trail to anything other than the trail that it is, because the Buffalo Stampede versus Two Bays are two completely different runs.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Like I love Two Bays. Two Bays was another one I've done 2 now. I'm not doing one next year, but I loved it too. It's great. Like you run along and look, wow, you've climbed so far in a short period of time.
Yeah. And even looking at the local races where you think about the Riverina series, race 1 versus race 2 versus race 3, they're incompatible to each other because they're all so different.
Yeah, and there's good locations around Albury Wodonga, but race 2 in the pouring rain, that was so cold.
I thought it was kind of precious.
No, I loved it. No, I remember coming up a hill when you and I can't remember who you were with coming.
Anthea
going downhill. I thought she was trying to catch me, but she won't.
I believe Anthea may have been about 20 weeks pregnant at that stage too.
That's not my problem.
Very good. Alrighty then. Well, thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks, Cheryl.
What have you got planned for 2018? Anything
18?
particular?
Oh, 17.
Hang on, 17.
17. 2017.
What have you got planned for 2017?
Well, Buffalo Stampede. I'd probably do the Falls Creek Raid, that 19K I did last year. That was good. Wayne Half Marathon, or maybe the full, depends on our training for Buffalo Stampede. Gold Coast again as a sort of running holiday, and sort of who knows. I'd love to go back to New York if Movember have me, or whatever, or just something different. But I'll keep ticking the boxes off and just find something that keeps the flame going. Like I don't know really. I can't say it's a long way off, but it's a short way off as well.
Find something that really lights the fire.
Yeah. Something's got to be a bit tough. Something's outside the square, but that's what I like to do. I'm a bit different than sometimes. So who knows? But I'm not going to May till November though.
Yes, that's exactly right. Got to make sure that it happens at the right time.
Yeah, exactly right.
Perfect. Well, we can't wait to see what happens in 2017, Horey. And
that'd be good, Cheryl.
Thank you so much for coming down and having a little chat to me.
No worries.
Thanks, mate.